case, Brenda is who is Brenda? Is she a
My
young
girlfriend.
person?
She's 40-something, my 40-something girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. Brenda is your friend,
Who
and you're
suffered a
sharing her
stroke in
experience.
December. Yes.
Okay, all right, yes.
He suffered a stroke in December. So she says before the actual, what we call the stroke, which is when you get hit down and you get all of the lack of movement and all of that. She said she was at work and moving about doing her normal duties, but was experiencing different signs, but she didn't know. And obviously not even her doctor recognized them because she went to the doctor like a day or two before she actually had the big stroke. And she did tell him about the numbness she was feeling in her finger because people did see her trying to massage her finger to try and get, because it was numb. So here we go with the 9 signs, right? Tension headache. She mentioned
Mary, how do we know that? We know you are not we all know that you are not a medical person. Why should we accept these signs? Why should we believe in these signs you're telling us about?
These signs are from my girlfriend Brenda. She's 40-something, as I was saying, and she suffered a stroke in December. So this is her story that I've written. It's going to come out in Glass Houses 3. One of the stories coming out in Glass Houses 3, which is if people have know the book, they know it's a book where I share stories from different people, hoping, because our experiences are similar, to help somebody by sharing somebody else's story.
Okay, so run through the signs quickly, please.
Yes. So the 9 signs that I have documented here, she mentions a very extreme tension in her neck. You can't miss it, she says. It's so intense, you can't miss this tension, pain in your neck. Extreme tiredness like you have never felt before. Poor motor skills. She said her coordination was just off, like things, she take up things and they just fall from her hands, that sort of thing. She's putting down things and she putting them before she thinks she reached the place to put it, but she put it down halfway and it falls. She mentions headache, extreme headache, which turned out later to be that her blood pressure was up and high and she didn't recognize, but she had this sign of this headache. Faint feelings, your body feel like you're going hot and cold, you're feeling faint. Disorientation would come in with the poor motor skills, of course, where you're feeling sometimes confused. You're sure you have something straight, only to realize that you know something in your mind, like, okay, I'm to put the food in the fridge, but you end up putting it on the counter. That sort of this confusion. Numbness in her left, starting with her little finger. She said for days she was feeling the numbness in her little finger, like her little finger was going numb, and she was massaging it and that. Incontinence, where she started lost the ability to hold her pee or her feces. So before she get to the bathroom, she would lose it. And these are the 9 signs that she mentioned, 2 to 3 days that she was feeling before she had the stroke.
2 to 3 days before she had the stroke. And
Yeah.
what did the stroke do to her?
I may say that those signs that Mary gave a while ago, I recall reading them recently from a medical practitioner about numbness. I recall reading those signs.
Oh, thank you, Brother Desmond. Thank you so much. What were you asking, Mr. Mam?
I was asking you what did the stroke do to her? What did she lose?
She's totally paralyzed in her left side. God. So she's unable to walk. She's now bedridden, if as I've written in my article.
And this is somebody who was up and about.
Oh my gosh. Because she was at work the days before, pushing through all the symptoms. She was pushing past and through them, and actually at work. And as I said in the intro, one of her friends who called her within the day or two said to her, "Oh, you sound like somebody who have a stroke." She was at work when that happened, and she said, "No, I'm not have no stroke." You say you sound like somebody who have a stroke. You know, Siri, the voice recognition on her phone. She said she noticed that she would say to Siri, "Call Mary," and Siri didn't respond. Obviously, her voice had changed, and she didn't recognize. She said that people at work was saying to her, "Oh, you look very, you don't look good at all." You know, when Jamaicans say that, they mean that you look very thick. But she didn't even recognize that. She said she felt like her body was pulling her down, pulling her forward. But you know, we're strong Jamaican women, so we keep pushing through these things, not recognizing that these were all pre-warning signs.
Wow. Well, thank you for bringing it to us, Mary. And it's I think a lot of us especially as we grow older, fear the stroke, have it in the back of our heads, and we know people. I mean, I know so many people. I know somebody who was 30 odd who had a stroke the other day.
It
Didn't
seems to
lose
be
all function, but lost function in one side of the body.
same thing with her.
And perhaps it's something that
And then,
we should
Mr.
take
Matt,
up
once
again
you
next
lost
time.
function in
Desmond
one
has,
side of the body, it's hard to move the other side because
I
it's like
just
you're
want-
living half dead and half alive.
yes. Winnie, you go ahead. Just jump in. Just jump
Yes,
in.
I just want to say that I heard you say that she could not move her left side, right?
Yes.
She's immobile on the left side.
Yes.
That means it's the right side of her brain that's affected.
Okay.
Because
But
the
that
right side of the brain
technicality, I don't know.
goes to the left and the left to the right.
That's
Okay.
right.
So she can speak. Happily for her,
Yes, she can speak.
because the left side of the brain is where language is housed. So whenever I hear that, I always ask which side. If she's speaking, it means that it's the right side of the brain that was affected.
Yeah.
I think we're going to ask Desmond at a later stage to get one of his Desmond and other medical friends to get one of those who can talk about stroke and some of the signs we should look out for. It's one of those health issues which is always there, an issue that is always there.
So, Mr. Matt, just to wrap up, is that what's the difference? Because my girlfriend's daughter, she's like 20 something, she had a stroke, but they found her within the first hour. Her brother found her and they were able to rush her off to the hospital and they were able to give her the treatment that she needed. And so she has made a full recovery. She didn't suffer any of these paralysis or anything.
How old you said she was?
She's in her 20s, early 20s.
20s?
Yes.
So the thing with a stroke is that if you can recognize the symptoms early, or if you are found early, if you pass out and you are rushed to the hospital, then early treatment makes all the difference as to your final analysis, whether you go to the paralysis stage or you regain your full mobility in